Empress of Clarity, here to bring you a collective energy reading for my Clarity Empress Collective. I hope everybody is doing well. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Oh, shoot, wrong person. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Oh, man. I heard, I kept hearing this Bob Marley song. Love and hate can never be friends. I don't even want to try to sing it because I'm not a singer. But if you know it, sing it. If you'd like to hear, here it go. Oh no. Welcome to the channel, you all. Alright, we about to get started. Just bear with me. Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome. Alright, y'all. Welcome to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell. That way you're notified every time I come on. We're going to get started on this reading about self-love tonight. Many of y'all have been going through it, processing emotions, situations. Spirit says time to move past the why is this happening to me and get into what have you learned about your self-respect. Get into it. Okay, we about to get into it. Make sure you smash that like button, share, subscribe. We about to get into it. So y'all, lately, in the last week, actually, I've been a new Reddit story fan, right? And today's Reddit story, I want to say, was about uncovering the consequences for people's actions. Emo, hello, hi. In the particular story that I listened to today, they use the name Emma a lot, from what I understand, my kids told me. Hey, Carmen. In this particular Reddit story, there's Emma and there's Amelia. Apparently, there's a lot of these different channels that do this. I never paid it no mind. It started coming on my feed recently, and I want to say it's like watching Judge Judy for me. So, in the particular story, Emma was getting married, and on her wedding day, her parents gave her a $10 check with a shrug and basically told them that they had to take care of the sister, and they used her college fund to support the sister. So that's all they could scrape together. So what ended up happening was she was like, bet, no problem. It got out because they did it publicly, and I don't know how they thought no one would hear, but it got out as a rumor because half the town in this small town was invited to the wedding. And people were shaming them. Like, why would you have... And then, oh, sorry, Emma, what's the sister name? I don't even know, but whatever the sister's name is, I think I said it already, but I forgot just now. She was driving around in a Tesla they had bought her. So you gave your daughter who just got married a $10 check, shrugging like no big deal, and then gave your spoiled brat daughter a Tesla that she was flossing immediately on social media, bragging to anybody who would listen. So she decided to do some digging and found text messages. She had all kinds of proof that she had put together to prove that they defrauded her. They stole money that was intended for her. They knew that they were defrauding her. Um, so to summarize it, I just have to summarize this. So she gave them 2 weeks to pull up. The restitution was 87,000 that she came up with all the stuff that she knew about. And they were like, no, 40. Because she said, I have a good, strong case. They recognized she had a strong case against them regarding fraud. She gave them proof, all of that stuff. So they knew, okay, well, let's negotiate. And she was like, nah, you got 2 weeks, 87,000, or I'm going to file it in court. So she did. And once it became public record, people took it and ran with it, embarrassing them even further. So they ended up doing a settlement of about 60 something thousand. She finally took it because she was like, I'm done. I just want to, I want this over with. I don't want to deal with no more. Right? So, okay, good. So then what ended up happening was the state prosecutor um, came to visit her. Was it the prosecutor? I think it was the prosecutor. Came to, I might be using the wrong word, came to visit her and explained to her that she was going to pursue charges against the parents for fraud because, it was over 50,000. So she can't really stop what's going to happen. And it was basically about to uncover a whole can of worms. Now, mind you, other extended family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, all were involved in that. They knew something was fishy with her parents, but not quite, what that was. Well, long story short, after everything was settled with her and her parents, and she received that visit, she warned them. And then they revealed they had stolen over 200,000 from family members through other means. They defrauded. They signed what you call it? What's the word when you sign for somebody? I can't even think of words right now. But y'all know what I mean. Like she was just, they were straight fraud. They just stole money. Money that was intended through legacies. They were like, oh, we'll hold on to it and kept people's money. GoFundMe type money too. Like, oh, you needed a surgery? Let me collect it from the family for you. And kept the person from it. So everything was coming out the woodwork. And these people, I think the husband got 3 years and the mother got 2 years for pleading out. It was a divine justice kind of thing because it was a long time coming, and it was the catalyst was their daughter stepping up and standing up for herself due to self-respect. Like everybody, I mean, not everybody, the sister and the parents just wanted to snuff it under the rug. They even wanted her to sign an NDA. She's like, absolutely not. This is what consequences are. You have been playing with me all my life, stole my legacy, and now you want me to be quiet about it. She said, I didn't even have anything to say, but I'm damn sure not signing no NDA. And they was like, well, then we're not going to do it. They was like, but you don't have the leverage, right? So they even tried to intimidate her down to the wire, but right before the last negotiation. And come to find out, they were defrauding everybody. But see, Emma, Emma has self love. You know what I'm saying? And her, when I split the deck, this is what I got. Emma has self love, and she allowed them to get the karma they deserved. Now, did she want this to happen? Absolutely not. This is her family. These are people that she called mom, dad, and sister. You know, the sister didn't do what the parents did, but she benefited because they called it their way of taking care of her. Paid her tuition for private school, college, everything. All they did was for her. They defrauded. So it caught up with them in a major way. They had basically, now it caused the state to dig in their stuff. So when you defraud, is it grand larceny? I feel like, I can't remember the legal terms, but when you defraud a business or a company, or somebody sues you for fraud, and it is a large amount of money, okay? I feel like it's over 10 or 15,000. Once you start frauding, deep, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I'm losing my words tonight, but once you start doing that kind of stuff, they start digging in your couch cushions for all your lies. They start trying to find where you buried the bodies. Because they start to realize, oh, your cell phone was pinging over here when you did this. Oh, you was talking to so-and-so when you promised this. Oh, you used this to, you wrote somebody's name on this thing. All your lies start coming out. All the lies start hitting. So that's what they ended up getting. They ended up getting jail time. Now, everybody didn't get their money back, but they ended up. Well, I think they also had to make restitution. Now, I don't know how courts believe you can make restitution and be incarcerated. So maybe when they come out, or any assets they have, they got to sell. I don't know how that works, but yeah. When you defraud a government, an agency, or a person, and it becomes public knowledge, they're going to dig in your behind, and they're going to get all of your dirt. And Emma kept trying to, trying to choose self love, peace, self respect. She loved her parents. She actually warned them that this was about to happen. And that's how she found out even more. But, she had to stand on 10. It's the principle of everything. And how dare you insult me? You get what I'm saying? Man, listen. All right, Spirit, tell me about this love, this healing. Because some people have been through a lot with their parents, with their so-called loved ones, brothers and sisters. People who tell you they love you, but then treat you like a stranger or treat you like somebody not important to them. You know what I mean? Some folks been through a lot. Pin that comment. All right, Spirit, give me a message. What do we need to know? What does my soul tribe need to know? Ooh, be unbothered. So, in all the common thread of the Reddits that I've seen, now I'm on number 4. Lord. The common thread was to be unbothered, or to learn to be unbothered for your own self-respect. Meaning, don't be so caught up emotionally that you can't stand up for yourself. And no matter how much these people cry, argue, fuss, try to intimidate, do not let that trigger you. Stay resolved. Okay? If you're going to be in the energy of love and loving yourself, you can't let anything shake you. I don't care what they 9 times out of 10, a lot of people think it's a mental intimidation when people try to intimidate you, but usually you disarm them when you stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? And you don't let people get away with the things they've been getting away with when it comes to you. Tell me more. Yeah, North Node. Follow your North Node. You know what I'm saying? Accomplish your dreams. Learn your karmic lessons, right? Come out of that old energy, that past life energy, that repeat energy. And now start going towards your purpose, your goals, your dreams, what you came here to learn in this incarnation. Tell me more, Spirit. Love and hate could never be friends. Yep, gotta move on. Oh no. Mm-mm-mm. Where is my girl? Her name is escaping me right now, but she'll come. If she's supposed to be here tonight, she'll be here. Protection. Your spirit guides are trying to protect you from whatever's been happening with these people in this situation. They're asking you to move on. You know, do what you must do to move on from this, to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yes, and that has been what was happening in all these Reddit stories. The personal resolve of the individual who was showing signs of self respect, self worth, self love, and self determination disarmed these people. A lot of times they embarrassed themselves when they thought they were being slick. There was one story, maybe it was the fifth one. Anyway, there was a story where the father had a banquet and he decided that his two children, who he felt were immensely successful, were worthy to be called his kids, his real children. And his daughter, who became a publisher and was more of an artist, was unworthy. Um, because she had a little hobby. That's what they thought of it. But she started a publishing house that was actually starting to win some merit for people who were overlooked by large publishing houses, right? But the other one was a doctor. The female was a doctor, sister, Kate, and then the brother, Jules, whatever his name was, he was a business dude. Um, the father was really hard on people, but he had a great reputation for business. So, his 40-year retirement party, he thought it would be okay to dismiss his daughter in front of 70 guests in the middle of the party, say, "You can just leave." And her husband stood up for her. And he said some really profound words that embarrassed the hell out that man. That man in this particular story, because I would say, is this gonna be a kumbaya? All of a sudden he get it, he come around. Nah, he didn't. He didn't get nothing. He did not. He never understood. He never validated his daughter. He never showed her love. But she moved on. She had therapy. She had support. She had loved ones coming out the woodwork. Sorry, I should have said something. I knew something wasn't right. I couldn't tell. I'm sorry. I should have said something. Everybody started to come to show support, including some of his colleagues. Okay? And just the act of her resolve that she had to not break down in tears. Like, it took everything in her to not break down in tears in front of this man and all these people, to not run away, to have her husband speak on her behalf about the child he overlooked, that he missed out on. It touched so many people that her soul tribe arrived. She said, the mom had died when she was like 20, so she didn't have her mom. But her father, who was a bit tyrannical in the way he managed people, was completely, his reputation was soiled from there on. And he thought it was okay to dismiss his child, to admonish her in front of everybody. There was another story where the parents was getting ready because the woman stopped giving to them, stopped paying for all their stuff, stopped doing for them. They thought it was okay to discard her. They thought now is the time we could just discard her. We don't need her no more. We need space. Mind you, she already caught them on a video, and they never heard her come in, saying how easy it was to get money from her, how she was a joke, how all she has is her job and money, and she ain't doing nothing else for her life, and she's such an easy mark to get money from. She had them recorded, and they were pissed. All right, but when they found out she had so much unrefutable evidence, and she had cut off the tap, she was done. And then she went and pursued them to get her money back, and she had evidence to do so with that little red folder, she called it, right? She stood up for herself, and she made them have to deal with their consequences. People don't understand, like, when you when that spring of eternal love for yourself, that unconditional love for yourself springs up, you don't let people do whatever to you anymore. Okay? You are justified, and that that spring of love that wells up within you attracts people who will respect you because they see you have self-respect. They will come see these family members and all these stories. What was similar is that there was external family members that observed what was happening but didn't feel like they had a place to speak, meaning they, this is not my business, let me mind my business. That don't look fair. But then when she, usually it was a female or masculine anyway, when they speak up and put consequences to the actions of these people, all of a sudden they're like, the dam breaks and people's mouths open. I never liked the way they treated you. I never thought that that was fair. I always thought something was off about that. You have my full support. What do you need from me? I'm a character witness and to support you. See, people realize when you willing to stand up for yourself, they can now wholeheartedly come through for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, lust. And these people are greedy, lustful. We got change here too. So yeah, normally, when I see this card, change means I just changed my appearance, took off these clothes, put on something else. But what is given is that when you step into your self love, you do change. You do change your appearance. And people see you differently. They're looking at you like, wow. I didn't know this person had it in them. They were so meek. They were so humble. I felt like they were, what I'm saying, defeated. No, you just didn't love yourself. Now, when you feel, sexy and what I'm saying, flirtatious, or you feel confident, you dress to match that energy, right? You not only your clothes change, your face changes, your posture, all of that changes. Now, I see lust here, but I feel like the lust over our energy is the problem was that people lusted over what you had, whether they were sucking you dry for your emotions, whether they were sucking you dry for your money, your attention, your spirituality, whatever. They were trying to get something from you. And the problem is they were just in that lustful energy, which is I believe, one of the seven deadly sins. So overcoming that energy is the order of the day. Tell me more, Spirit. Mm-hmm. Yep. Spirit, outlook, and self-love and respect. Indeed. Look, you are a healer. You healed those. And that's one of the things, excuse me, that one of the not characters, yeah, I guess characters in the story said, is that she tried to heal her childhood wounds by being available, by being needed, by that's why she constantly offered her money. It wasn't control for her as much as she felt like it closed the gap, where even though her father was present, he had abandoned them in that way. So she stepped up. No, no, I'm sorry, different one story. The father did abandon them, and the mother remarried, and the man was unstable. So they were always relying on her money. He was unaware of where the money came from or how it went. He didn't ask any questions. But she said you had to know something because mom's life, and the way what money she made couldn't have possibly funded your lifestyle. And he's like, yeah, I just didn't ask. I didn't want to know. I just looked the other way. So, come to find out that story, the mom had a gambling problem. And, she ended up having to go to rehab in order to make restitution. That was part of the agreement. She had to go to rehab. She had to be clean. She had to do this. There were several things, and they were non-negotiable. And she also had to pay back that money she kept stealing. A lot of this centers on how the Reddit stories was on how someone could get used, and it's called financial abuse, right? That's part of it. It's a financial abuse. It's mental manipulation, right? When especially when folks use it under the guise of, but we're family, and you're disrupting the family dynamic by not doing or being in your role. You know what I'm saying? So this person felt like their role was the healer. I'm supposed to make it better with what I contribute. But a lot of times it turns into enabling people to use them. Spirit says a lot of folks are now becoming more unbothered, like pulling their energy and resources away and letting other people figure it out. If you ain't got it and they ain't got it, how else they gonna get it, right? They gotta figure it out. Stop being the healer. Stop enabling it, right? Tell me about the North Node, Spirit. Please clarify the North Node. Gift. This person, when you go through something like this and it increases your self-love, you realize you weren't the problem ever. You were never the problem. You were actually the gift. And these people took the gift. Oh, I'm sorry. These people took the gift and abused the gift. You know what I'm saying? They abused the gift. hmm And Spirit wants you to know that you are the healer. 1 and 7 equal 8. Healer is also an 8. So it's about the self. This is all definitely a reading about self. And somebody is changing their self, because change is here and that's a 9. So this is about how somebody uh navigates life. Excuse me. Tell me more about moving. Ice Queen. Yeah, pulling that energy back. You know what I'm saying? Learning from past experiences. The Ice Queen also represents Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is she's known as the either widower or the divorcee. Like, she's been through something, and then she moves from wisdom, meaning from experience and understanding, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's what the Queen of Swords is really all about. That air energy, which is head over heart decisions. So somebody is moving on because it's this head over heart. You can't stay where people abuse you, gaslight you, you know what I'm saying, use you. You can't. You can't do that. If you learn your lessons, you don't do that. You let go. You detach from it. You understand that you deserve better. All right, tell me more. Tell me more about protection and the challenging lesson. Oh, I'm hearing, before I pull, I'm hearing people were under your protection. People or a person, whoever benefited from your role, your support, your healing. Um, they, the challenge and the lesson is that they're no longer under your spiritual protection. They don't get the benefit of the blessings that come with being associated with you. I don't think a lot of people understand that. And that's when they get those consequences and those tower moments in their life, and they're so baffled and confused, like, how's this thing happening to me? I'm just going through something. I'm just going through something. No, you're getting what you would get for the things that you do, because you're no longer spiritually protected under somebody else's spiritual umbrella. You know, it's like, yeah, like you said, pull it back. It's like you close your umbrella. You said, well, it's sunny out here. Let me pull it out. Meanwhile, this person got on all dark colors, and they're absorbing all of the light and they're sweating. They are literally drenched. They was dressed for a windstorm or whatever storm that they know they deserve. They know they deserve. Here's you like, oh no, it's not even raining no more. Let me put my umbrella back. So now there's that sunblock or the spiritual protection from all the stuff that was coming at them that they deserve. They're now exposed. Spirit said, good. Put it away, walk away, and let them, because if you don't walk away from it, if you don't move on from it, you catching strays. You understand? Yeah, you gotta stop praying for people. This is why I explain. You can pray for whoever you want. The choice is yours, right? But when you pray for those that do you wrong, they don't gotta be a full-blown enemy, but somebody who has done you wrong. And then you see that they never seem to get any consequences for their actions because you're in the way. Okay? And I'm not saying you can't pray for somebody, but I also say mind your business. At some point in time, that's what you need to do. You need to go on mind your business. So somebody is not feeling the protection that they used to feel by being in close proximity to you. Their karma is catching up with them. You know, when I split the deck, karma came out. So their karma is catching up with them. And it's supposed to be that way. This is divine timing. You know? Also, I feel like sometimes you can pray for people and then you got to let it go. You know, pray for it and move on. You got to do it all the time. You say your prayers, let Spirit do what it's supposed to do. You got flying monkeys. You got a lot of people watching your growth, your development, your glow up, your blessings being handed to you, your lifestyle, your star power, your influence. You know, not only do you have people watching that about you, but your person got people watching that about you. Your persons, whatever. Again, you pulled your energy back from somebody, moved on, unbothered, and you're in your north node. It's got somebody sick and got a lot of people observing you, actually seeing you in a different light because change is here. Look, because you in that sweetheart energy, and that's what this person is lusting over, your sweetheart energy. With sweetheart, she represents the Queen of Cups, so this person is pulling on your heartstrings, wanting, just looking at her, and then thinking about sweetheart vibes. This person, they love your touch. Whatever touch that is, no matter how intimate you've gotten with this person, it's something about the way you touch them. You are a healer. Healer's here. But it's something about the way you touch them. And this person straight, like, addicted to that, it's like they are. The problem is some of them are and some of them aren't. And what I mean by that is that they're addicted to it, but the part that they're blocked from it, that's what it is. It's not that they aren't. They're addicted to it, but they're blocked from it. This person can't come in and just hug and touch you and do all the things they want to do. They can't do it. Spirit got them blocked because your self-worth is holding them accountable for their actions towards you and maybe to others too. All I know is Spirit is like, yeah, you can lust after you all they want. You know what I'm saying? And this is a masculine energy, so they can want all that with you. That don't mean they're going to get it. That don't mean they gonna get it. All right. Tell me more, Spirit. What is the messages for my soul tribe? What the beloved need to know and hear about their self-worth? One at a time. One It's time to rise. No matter what's happening in our lives, we always have the potential to rise above it. See, that's why it's unbothered is here. Rising is one powerful choice away. Rise out of our negative thoughts or our limited beliefs. Rise out of our comfort zone or our complaints. Rise out of our slump or out of the potato chip bag. Get up and rise. What are you waiting for, darling? Spirit saying it's time for you to shine. Why is it having so much time problem focusing? It's time for you to shine. It's time for you to be unbothered. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to rise. Most of you are doing just that. I feel like you're no longer dimming your light for anybody, right? And you are charged with focusing on the self. Tell me more, spirit. Pause. If you're feeling unsure about a decision, there's probably a good reason. Take your time and think it through. There's no need to rush. Allow your heart's wisdom to guide you. If you're feeling pressure to act immediately, it's probably a sign that this isn't the right opportunity. Don't worry because more opportunities will come along and the right ones will fit like a gorgeous glove. Listen, if there is someone in your life pressuring you for you to be with them or pressuring you to take an opportunity with them and you not really sure, it ain't that's a sign. Cause you gotta be confident in what you're doing. You know, don't let anybody talk a circle around your head and push you along to do something you are not quite clear on. I mean, you know, you take it how it resonates, but I don't like to do anything rush. Like when, just like, for example, if a solicitor calls me, can you do this? Can you pledge this? Nope, I can't. If you're a legitimate business, send it in writing. Let me analyze it. Let me determine if this is something I really want to do. But you know, you're not going to rush me to give up credit card information and make a donation over the phone and all that good stuff. We're not doing that. No, no, no. Pause. Pause. Think about it through. And this is the same thing with all offers. Some people like to come in real quick and fast. You know, we just want to be together. And I love you so much. And you're just supposed to be like, oh, okay. No, Spirit said, nah. If you have reservations, if you had doubts, take your time. Take your time. All right. Tell me more, Spirit. Right, the love bomber, exactly. Spruce up your nest. Listen, this is the energy of the day. We're in Virgo season. And my closest people, we all are in that. How can we transition and spruce up? How can we make it better where we are? And the first thing a lot of us are doing is not just cleaning up, but throwing out, getting rid of shit we don't need. Like it's time. And we don't need to collect people we don't need either. If you feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you, unless you got somebody to get rid of. If they're not there, you don't need to collect them either. It's time for a little spring cleaning. Your home is sacred and your surroundings matter. Just like it's sacred to who you have in your home. Not only what's in your home, who. Honor where you recharge and fill it with beauty. Make space by giving way or donating what you don't need. Your clutter could be someone else's gold. Plus, when we have less to process physically, we have more room to process things emotionally. A clear head and a new room for great art awaits. Spruce up your fabulousness. Yeah, yeah. And we just had that conversation, did we not? Like an hour ago, where we were just talking about, I was just saying, like, as soon as I put something out to the curb, you know, if it's a valuable thing in some way, it's gone within an hour. She was talking about, you know, calling bulk. I know I need to do that with some things, but literally some of my big things that I have gotten rid of, it was gone within an hour. Like, damn, I thought that would be out there till such a chill garbage day. Nope, disappeared. Somebody saw the value in it and took it away. Excuse me. So, and that's where moving on. So not only you are moving on with your things, but people too. Yeah, that's that ice queen making sound decision, like I said, head over heart. There may be some things you're maybe nostalgic about, want to hold on to, but is it practical? Think about that before you get rid of it. All right, is it practical? I was gonna a couple years ago. I was like, you know what? I don't even watch DVDs no more. I'm about to get rid of them, and I'm glad I paused because they are practical in some ways. If the internet ever went down and I do have working electricity and a DVD player, I can entertain myself that way if I choose. So I was like, if I dust them off, categorize them, make sure they're neat, clean, boxed up where I can reach them when I want to, fine. Because that movie the Obamas made me definitely made me pause. But then the next card here, the challenge and the lesson is celebrate your love. And that says, when we cherish our beloved, the bond grows stronger. We create deeper levels of trust, intimacy, and friendship. It's all too easy to get comfortable and put your relationship on cruise control. So spice it up instead. Do something special and spontaneous. And if you're currently looking for your soulmate, take yourself out for a fun date. The happier and more connected you are to yourself, the more attractive you will be to others. Didn't I say that at the beginning of the reading? The more you celebrate that love within yourself, the more you will attract people who love on you as well. hmm A lot of y'all is just now figuring that out, to be honest with you. Um, I feel like I'm missing a card. And I am. How did I do that? So we got flying monkeys. Hold on. What's changing there? What's changing? Oh gosh. Oh, that flew out. The veil is being lifted. You seeing past all any illusions, delusions. You're seeing yourself clearer. You're seeing your situations, the people in your life clearer, your opportunities. You're gaining more clarity in your life. The veil was thin before, and you know what it is? When the veil is thin and you're looking through the veil, that's when you second guess yourself. Like I was saying to Black Cherry, I like to play my cards, but then I overthink what I put down sometimes, and I just don't really know how that really applies to me. I have to ask specific questions for me that are kind of removed from me for me to trust it. But then there's times when the veil is so like gone that everything is clear now. Not nothing is hidden. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is hidden. Like I can't deny what I see. It is what it is. And I gotta trust it. I gotta trust what I see. That veil is super thin. That's crazy. Yeah. Somebody's impoverished and they want help. Somebody needs your help. Whoever this person that's lusting after you, lusting after this Queen of Cups, sweetheart energy, they want you to come help them. They need your help. But remember, peeking through the shadows is that lust. This person can't stop thinking about you. You stay on this person's mind. Okay, but they really haven't asked for help. This person's trying to manifest you, to be honest with you. They trying to manifest you, but you're unbothered. So that's a problem for them, not you, not you. That's their problem. You are too bothered to be manifested. It's not that you can't feel it. It's not that you don't know it. It's just no. You're not manifesting me. You get what I'm saying? That you're like, no. I'm not coming towards you. I'm good where I'm at. I'm cleaning my space up. I'm loving on me. I'm cleaning me up. Some of us are detoxing. Some of us are exercising. Some of us are walking more, getting more sunlight, taking our vitamins, right? Trying to clean up that temple. And then others, we're doing that in we're cleaning up our space or we're purging our space. We're trying to hold on to what we can utilize that makes sense, you know what I'm saying, and make decisions about possibly selling some items, throwing away items, right? Categorizing or reorganizing, cleaning things up. And that's when we're able to change our clothes. You know, maybe you losing some weight, you dropping a pound or two. You know, it'll change your dress size. Maybe not dramatically at first, but if you keep plugging, it will. It will. It will. It will. It's called perseverance. It's called self-respect. It's called love. It's called all the things. You know what I'm saying? That make you that loving being that you are. But once you start with you, everything else falls into place. You know what I mean? Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me about the veil and change. You are awesome. It says your greatest relationship is the one you have with yourself. I love this deck. Build it, strengthen it, praise yourself, share what makes you proud. Your beaming delight will help others shift from glass half empty thinking to heck, I'm pretty awesome too, right? You call in your soul tribe. You do. You call them in because you start to recognize your awesomeness and they start to see them as well. You know, when you recognize how good of a person that you can be or that you are, then you can give compliments to others that ring true and boost up their confidence and their spirit, because you shouldn't want to be now. I just feel like, me personally, I don't deal well with Debbie Downers. I don't deal well with people who only are in that negative energy. You know what I mean? That just, I'll never make it. I'll never do this. I ain't gonna ever get that. You know, if that's the case, if that's how you thinking, if you can't be optimistic in any way, I ain't gonna let you bring me down. I'm not. I'm not. And more of us need to be more positive that way. In that, I love you, but you're gonna have to see some things. You gotta look at the brighter side. You gotta lighten your outlook. That Debbie Downer brings other people down. So we gotta keep it positive as it's possibly, as we possibly can. And bottom of the deck. Gossip dims your glow. It says, speaking poorly about others tarnishes your energy and your reputation. So avoid bonding over complaints and feeling superior. Human beings weren't designed to be perfect, and this includes you. Instead, raise your vibration by engaging in positive communication. Celebrate what does work and who is awesome. What we just said. And the more you do this, the more radiant you will become. You know, it's okay sometimes to share you have a bad experience. But what did you learn from that bad experience? How did you grow from it? You know? I've had some really interesting experience, and I had to go in this lady's office today, and I only went in there to get some guidance. Like, all right, I'm about to take something to the next level. Do you have like a little checklist, a little idea where I need to start? Because I know their website was a bit overwhelming. Although helpful, is a lot to navigate. So where do I go first? So she pointed me to the right department, and then she pulled out a checklist that they would need, but it had some things she couldn't answer because they came from the other office I gotta go to. And she just kept, profusely apologizing to me because she understood that my organization had some challenges this summer that were not our fault. Like, they were beyond us, and it required other organizations to get involved. I mean, I had to make calls. She had to make calls. It didn't get resolved right away. Then when we got to the bottom of it, it's, state stuff. So they did something like somebody didn't hit the right switch. Once they hit the switch, it still took a week for other departments, anybody to know for sure that things were in the clear, right? And there was other challenges. And I'm just like, yeah, it was one of those summers. But everything was beyond my control, and it was nothing that we actually had done wrong. It was the state. The state did a lot of stuff, and it needed to be cleaned up. And I shared a bad experience with her, but I let her know that instead of only seeing as this is a terrible experience and no one should have to do that, I contacted a higher up and say, I think you should look into this, right? And it might need some attention and some correction. And you know, actually I'm coming from a concern space more than a complaint space, right? Because we all can find things to be poking at, being angry about whatever, but I need you to hear me this way. And I repeated what happened, and it was like the higher up finally, like I had to put the shoe on her foot, and for her to kind of like, it clicked. Oh, this is not just a complaint. This is a concern. Yes. Check on your people. Something wasn't right. So it's like I learned something, but I was also observing. I was experiencing something that pissed me off, but I was also observing it non objectively as well. Like I had to, when I really sat back out, I was like, you know what? Something clearly is beyond me. That wasn't right. Maybe they need some other type of support or some help. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta look at it like that. We can easily be triggered by people that enter our space and talk to us or behave a certain way, and we can get mad because how dare you, right? How do you know who you're talking to? Like you talking to me like you crazy, but sometimes they really are. Sometimes something's really wrong. Sometimes you shouldn't allow that to trigger you. That's why pulling your energy back and being more unbothered than triggered is a healthier response. I don't mean nonchalant. I just mean don't let people get under your skin to the point where you are snapping, bugging out, tripping, crashing out when you really need to be observing what's going on. You get what I'm saying? Um, wow. What other deck do I want before we close out the night? Um, Ooh. Make sure you like, share, and comment. You know what I'm saying? Take out a resonate, y'all. Hit that like and subscribe button and make sure you ring the bell so you're notified anytime I come on. I don't want you to miss nothing. I really don't. And I enjoy y'all coming, viewing, liking, subscribing, and joining the family. Come join the soul family. You never know when one night I'm going to pull out and get a free read if you get in the chat with the blah, 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 and I set it up for you. You never know. But if you watch me, like, and subscribe, and you get them notifications, you can catch that wave. I'm just saying. You never know. All right, Spirit, tell me more. Divinely stomped out. So if this person, like anybody in your life, has you in a third-party situation, that's a wrap. Spirit said once you pulled your energy back, they wasted no time giving these people karma. No time. And the karma they got, I think last night I was telling y'all, these people have warrants, court cases. Like they are in physical court and spiritual court. Like spirit is like, all right, here's the judgment. Now we're going to let the earthly beings deal with them. Now we're going to allow them to be accosted. Now we're going to let all the consequences of their actions catch up with them in a major way. Not minor, major. Okay? The consequences sounded like I'm about to say drill time. Jail time. Consequences are restitution. Consequences are certain privileges being revoked. You know what I'm saying? People could be tethered to certain places, or they can be barred from certain places, or they can be behind bars. Okay, you take it how it resonates. But Spirit is saying, like, listen, people want to be under your umbrella. They want to be protected by you. But Spirit said you got to celebrate your love, and you got to pull your energy back and your protection back so these people can get. Because the thing is, if you got anybody playing your energy, love bombing you, trying to talk slick and fast to you, trying to pull you back in, manifest you, and they not really ready for a being like you, when you okay, and I don't care how much you say you love them, when you pull your energy back from them, everything that they did, every infraction, whether it was subtle, subconscious, conscious, it don't matter. They get it. This like spiritual pow pows. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, we used to go get the switch off the out the bush, and God forbid we come back with a twig, because they would go and get it. Now that would be considered trauma. I don't feel traumatized by it, but that would be considered trauma, especially in the language for these days, right? Um, Somebody is experiencing trauma over and over and over again for not treating you well, not living with integrity, not being honest with you, being sneaky, being trying to be clever. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's experiencing the karma that they deserve, and you got to let them. All right, tell me more, Spirit. Yep. I can't. I can't make this up, Spirit. Y'all are funny tonight. Return back to sender until you do right by me. Everything you think about gonna crumble. Mistreating others curses oneself. Heal through kindness and respect. Somebody did not respect you, and they thought they could come and talk slick to you or do certain things, try to make you jealous. I don't know. Take things from you, not give them back. Like they could be stealing from you, stealing ideas from you, stealing money, items, whatever. This person was some sort of theft of respect, theft of your love, your time, your attention, theft. They stole from you, right? And as Spirit said, return back to sender. All that stuff that they did to you, they didn't do right by you. If they took something from you, they didn't give it back. They didn't feel like they had to. They mistreated you. They cursing themselves. Word is bond. Is my throat chakra is trying to close up. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. And now I'm getting congested again. So somebody been blocked out of your energy. Somebody's they cannot come to you in the manner in which you left them. Okay, so if you left somebody on red, if you left somebody on no access, if you left them there, and this person hasn't learned any lesson, they will not get through the cracks to get towards you. It will not work. If they are able to slip through the cracks, if they that damn determined, because they're in this lustful energy, so they are very obsessed with you. Um, they won't get far. You may turn them away because they had to treat you better, and they didn't. So I said they didn't. And I don't know if their energy is shifted, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. You know, your real estate. Whoever this person is might be looking to come to your house. Like I mentioned, you may not um be interested in having this person around. It depends on your situation, what you got going on. You may not be. And this is clarifying moving on. So some of y'all are putting your houses up for sale or rent signs or whatever, and you're moving on. You're not staying around. You got a new place to live, a new place to go. And if you haven't done it yet, that's what you're planning. You know what I'm saying? You're in the planning stages of, let me just sell the items I got. Let me clear my clutter. Let me only pick up what I need and move that on. Somebody ready to get up out of there. Wherever they are, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm done. Tell me more, spirit. Yeah. Here we go back with the keyboard gangster. And the fact that there's two people in here tells me that you have multiple people watching you, and they may not be watching you all for the same reason. But I never paid attention to these keyboard gangster bots. But you got multiple people watching what you got going on. And like I said, they watch for different intent and purposes. There's somebody lusting after you. There's somebody who was trying to get in your head. There's somebody who is trying to figure you out for whatever purpose they're trying to figure out. They think they're getting some intel. You know what I'm saying? And and one way to throw somebody off your scent is to post the things you don't feel about. Like if they think you all in your feelings, that's what they're looking for, to see if you're all in your feelings. Sometimes you gotta be a Gemini energy with them and just switch it up. You cannot be the same way with people all the time. You just can't, because some people come in to seek and destroy. So you can't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing if the left hand is trying to destroy. Just saying. Tell me more. People just swear they know you through your posts. I remember I used to post a lot of different things. I got pulled to the side by a previous employer. I didn't really consider her like I mean, she paid me, but we was on, how can I put it? She just had a little bit more funds that she could pay me to help her out. That's how I looked at it. Like, you ain't my boss. I work for you, but I could leave you. Like, there ain't nothing, right? Well, my sister posted something about employers not respecting you and not liking jobs or whatever. And so I reposted that on Facebook. And she was watching my Facebook and then ran it past her friends who told her that I was being slick and saying something about her, and I said no, I wasn't. And then nowhere on my Facebook or even hers, to be honest, do you see my name associated with you other than you're a mutual, right? So there's no way somebody's going to link me to you and be thinking that you treat me bad and that's how I feel. I said, so you overthinking this thing. And I was, when I reposted what my sister said, I definitely resonated with it, even including her. But it wasn't to shame her, make her feel some kind of way. But people, internet gangsters, keyboard gangsters that watch you, think everything you say and do is about them. Somehow they make what you do all about them, and even when it's not. And then, like I said, I resonated with it. I could definitely compare it to her. But I just like what my sister said and reposted it. Had no idea she was even watching my Facebook. I didn't know why she would even care, to be honest. I said, there's nothing on my Facebook ever associated with your business. Like, nothing. I don't make no posts about you. I don't share your events. I didn't never say I work for you, work with you. Nothing. Nobody knows I know you. But yet you seem to think that that was about you. And then you know what the reason why? It's because she was guilty of what was said in that post. She know what she is. It's a hit dog will holler. You know what I mean? That hit dog holler. And I had no association with her in my public persona. That's all right. You gonna keep hollering if you watching me that damn hard. If you thinking that everything I post is about you, you always have your panties in a bunch. And I do not care. I'm bothered. I do not care. You know what I'm saying? Yep. What was that song? I don't know who it's by. Where they talk about in the song, you think every word in this song is about you. But it's not exactly how he said it, but it's something like that. Damn. Yeah, Sleepyhead would know. I will ask him, but I can't. Something about the song, everybody. Something about every word in that song being about you, or you think it's about you. That's what's playing in my head, though. That song. But anyway, yeah, people take you so personal when they know you're doing wrong, and I think she wouldn't even been watching my posts like that if she wasn't guilty of what she was worried about. Cause I don't watch. I never watched her Facebook. I really didn't have no reason to until we had to post an event. I didn't post from my account. So, mm, 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 mm. And see, this is where you are. This is a likely outcome. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am rich. I am that bitch. Hey, take it how it resonates. You the villain in somebody's story, but guess what? You healthy, wealthy, and you are rich. You are abundant. You are abundant. You are changing. You are blooming. You are blossoming. You are becoming. Hmm. Yes, it's a long journey. Old worn out shoes symbolize life's hardships and the toll they take, reflecting a sense of weariness and longing for stability. Yeah, I told you this person says, please help me. They want stability with you. They need rest and renewal. They getting impacted. This person is being impacted by their karma. So, I don't care how fresh face and bushy tail they look when they posting online. This person don't want a public persona of looking like what they've been through, but they've been through something, and you can see it. That's why the veil is thin. Let me pull up this card. You can see past all the bullshit, all the lies, all the makeup, all the fancy fare, whatever. Somebody is literally tired. They are tired and they like, I need you. You are what I need. And then, you know what I'm saying, that please help and that poverty. Oh yeah. You got somebody struggling. This journey that they going through is long and hard. And Spirit said until they learn their lesson, it's not going to get better. Until they change their life, until they grow, until they learn some self-love, it's not going to change. It's not going to get better. It doesn't get better by trying to manifest somebody. It gets better when you manifest that love for yourself, your self-worth. They probably been beat up by people, emotionally, financially, and all the abuse, right? But Spirit said, okay, what did you learn? How are you going to grow? What are you going to do with the information that you've now gained through this experience? How do you improve your life? So God bless them, whomever it is. Y'all take it how it resonates. If it don't resonate, don't take it. But in the meantime, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. I want to get notified when I come on. Spirit, give me one final note. Does this person, are they going to get it together to be, to reconcile, I'm going to say be with, to reconcile with the soul tribe? Are they going to, is this person in question, whoever this is about, whoever this is, the person you're thinking about, whatever, are they going to get it together to reconcile with my soul tribe, with my beloveds? Mm, mm, mm. You know, right now, no. This person listens to snakes. They listen to lies, false narratives. Their ear is craned to those that would not want to see them do well. This person don't really have a mind of their own. It's what they hear. You know what I'm saying? They going by the people around them. This is that I remember now saying about the frequency of the people you're around. This person is, Spirit said this person is constantly conned or tricked by listening to the people around them. Like, it's almost like, okay, they clearly know that the person in their life, whoever they're with, this third party that's being stomped out, is a liar. They know that these people or person is a liar. But if the person says something sweet to them, they still gonna believe them. So somebody gonna stay blocked and stuck out of your energy as you move on, as you change, as you pull your protections back and your energy back, as you grow, become that healthy, wealthy, and rich bitch, as you may move, like literally, sell your home or your belongings and pack up what you got on your back and go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, somebody, even if they want to do that with you, because the moving on is here and in real estate, it's possible that that's what they want to do. Sarah said, that's nice. But my collective is going to move on because you're not sitting there listening to snake ass people, low down, dirty people who you know are constant liars. Imagine that. Imagine that. Knowing somebody's a liar but still trying to believe them. Then letting them tell you something and you actually take it as face value. Like, where they do that at? Like, how does that make sense? But that's, this person's gullible and they're being used and abused. And until they wake up and until they learn a lesson and until they stand up for themselves, the answer is no. That card, you mean this card? Is that the card you want the picture of? Or do you want this card? Let me know. I don't know which one you meant. Let me know if I end the live. You say, yes, please. Which card? What card you mean, sis? What you mean? Oh, the ear card. Got it. Got it. No problem. So yeah, no, y'all got your answer. You see, we done down to one. You got your answer. This person, the more self love you got for yourself, and this person is over there listening to snakes slither in their grass because their grass too high, and they don't know who to trust. You know to trust yourself. You know to trust your gut, and then you gotta just move on with your life. So go ahead and be healthy, wealthy, and rich, y'all. Okay? Thanks for coming to the live. Have a good night. I bid y'all adieu. Remember, like, sharing, and subscribing are energetic donations to the channel. They are much appreciated. We are totally grateful, and it builds the channel up. I appreciate y'all. In the meantime, between time, peace.